Nice close up. Hello and welcome. You are gaming with me, Brothgar, and this is behind the screen. And what I'm showing you here is going to be my setup, and there's been some recent developments. I've been talking about it on my vlogs for a little while, but people continue to ask, hey, what kind of system do you have and what do you use, and could you go into more detail? So that's what I'm going to be showing you today, because I've completed what I believe to be the most awesome build that I could possibly achieve without being completely ridiculous, even though it is quite ridiculous. And I'll have you guys know, sometimes when you see these YouTubers, we don't really like to share our builds because we've invested almost a point of money into our builds in such a way that people might get jealous of what we have, which is really pointless. Because to be honest, if we're a gaming YouTuber, then we're obsessed with games, and this is our free time. So this is what we do, and this is what we invest in. So I don't want to shy that away, even though that is kind of how we feel when we don't want to really share the build. So let me show you my build here and all of what it involves. So now, rather than just having that one computer on the left, you guys saw earlier in the year I built that new monster PC. I call it the Beast, and it's pretty awesome. It's all revolving around the new i7 58 something core 5820. So it's got probably the third most powerful or the second most powerful customer possible CPU and all that fun new stuff, and it's really powerful and will render videos and all that kind of stuff far faster than what's really needed. And a normal i7 470K or 4 whatever K is going to be great, but that's the next step up. As far as the keyboard I'm using here, I recently picked up a Logitech G710 Plus, and I gotta tell you what, it's probably not worth the price that you pay for it. However, I got it for 90 bucks, which was a bit of a deal as compared to other prices that have been in the past, and I was looking to get a mechanical keyboard because I was running into the problem where I was only able to press like 3 keys at a time, and that was with this just standard Asus keyboard here that just came with one of the computers that my parents got a while back. So that's why I got a gaming keyboard, just because you have anti-ghosting, but you probably don't need to get that one, although it was about the same price as the 510, so I picked it up, and it goes with my mouse, so it all makes sense there. In front of me I have my 3 screens, so this is just a LCD screen, 32-inch TV, really nothing too fancy, and then a couple of cheapo TVs over here. This one's a monitor. It was like just a 21-inch widescreen. I basically went to the store and found the cheapest screen and the cheapest TV to use. And this is new over here. This is all new. This I had before. And normally I would play the game over here and live stream on the right using OBS, and it would just look at the game. The problem is you couldn't really record software-wise at the same time. And I could use a external recording card. The thing is, you just end up loading up the CPU multiple times with OBS and then with the external card. So you end up kind of creating almost a 50 to 80% load, even on this computer. And I mean, it all works out because most games don't run anywhere more than 40% on this CPU at the time. But it still is a restriction, and the graphics, the cards, and all that kind of stuff, all that driver related stuff really likes to fight you. So using the external capture card here, which is placed underneath here, yes, is an Elgato HD 60, and the card itself, the hardware is really good and it provides awesome quality, but I've had a lot of issues with the software not doing well. So I don't really know if I recommend it. I would say probably a little bit more than what it's worth at this point. However, that does now jump over to this computer here, which I wasn't using until this last week because I didn't have a screen for it. So that's where this little like $100 TV came into place. And it's just that's what it is. I mean, you could get a monitor or you could just get a TV, because I could use that in a different room if I really wanted to. At any rate, though, that all is now able to do the live streaming. I comment and watch all the comments here and play the game over here, and I can also use PlayClaw, which is what I use software-wise to record, and that's been the most stable and easiest thing to use. The camera that I normally use is going to be placed right back here where my finger is, and I'm holding it at the moment. And then the webcam is only used for live streaming stuff, and then I just bring this in in the background as far as the editing software. So let's talk about the editing software over here. This is Sony Vegas. Sorry, it's not Sony Vegas. It's Sony Movie Studio. The Vegas is just ridiculous. You don't need Vegas to do gaming stuff like this because, to be honest, it doesn't care. You don't ever use those advanced features that you would need. I mean, Vegas is more for if you're capturing on high-end like camera equipment. So at any rate though, this software here is, you can find it usually on Newegg for an awesome deal, and it comes with the sound and all those other programs that you never use, but you can get this whole software package for like 40 bucks, which is the Platinum Edition, so it comes with everything, but you just gotta look for that sale. Otherwise it's like 170 bucks, so I don't know what it is, but it's a great deal if you can buy it, and it works for gaming. And as you can see here, I am attempting to make this video yet again, and this video that you're seeing over here is a bit of medieval engineers. Now I've tried to create this medieval engineers video for about 4 different times, and for whatever reason it ends up with little bits of black. I mean, just somewhere down here in that one of these cuts just end up black. So I don't know, maybe it's the software, maybe I shouldn't recommend it as much as I do. However, that indeed shows up kind of like this, and this is why you haven't seen a recent video on my channel for a while. As far as the music goes here from me, it comes from NCS from SoundCloud, and even though it's not really focusing in on it, there it is right there. That's what I normally use, and it just plays in the background. This is all copyright free stuff as long as you give them credit to the actual channel itself. So that's a great source and means that you can get away with not having to go otherwise. Hello, you can kind of see me in the background here. This is what I was talking about as far as the black screen. So if I were to rewind this, you should see that it's good. And then I hit play, looking through the camera right now. So here it is. I'm working on this video, and we're working on some more structural integrity knowledge. But the problem is, once I go to cut to the next thing, you'll see I think I get mad at this tower, end up throwing it, and then it just goes black. So it makes sense to have.
Why did I do that?
Yeah, at any rate, so it makes sense to have a computer on the side here so that I can be playing my games over here and then have them being rendered over here. I don't see any other YouTubers actually doing this process, but I can have the same editing stuff here, which is actually works out really good. So even if I boot this up real quick, let me just boot it up. The license key is over there, so I'm not going to show that to you guys. Sorry, I don't want you to steal my software. Alright, so here it is. This is behind the screens here. Looking at the actual editing software, this is Movie Studio Platinum 13. And then what we'll see is all this information populate. I think I'm going to turn off the music for right now, because we don't need that. Whoop. There we go. So this should pop up here pretty soon. It's loading in a lot of big files, and it's coming on in. So here we go. Ta-da! Alright, so right down here you can see all the different editing and all these clips, and every time it kind of looks like this, like right in here, this is where I've cut down the different clips. So this is a fully edited clip, about 40 minutes long in total runtime, and it was kind of a beast to make. I had to plan this one out quite a lot in order to get it to show up as it is. But one nice thing about having 2 monitors here is because you can do this preview thing, and now I can see the clip over here on the right. So while I play it on the left, there it is on the right side of the screen, so I can get a better look at what's going on here. And then I usually expand the audio out as well, based on what I am talking about. That gives me an idea of where I'm going to cut the different clips. At any rate, that's a little bit of behind the screens of editing stuff, but all of this is managed in a NAS server. So for that, it's the Western Digital jobby down here, and this Western Digital doodad works as my cloud. So I'm able to back up all my data here onto my cloud or record onto that and then get access to that from either computer. And the reason I use it back here rather than, and then you can actually extend it to other notebooks in the past. So I had this one here just as a backup drive, and then the one on the right makes it all NAS, and you can plug this stuff into the back. Up to 7 of these guys over here can be plugged into the back of that guy, really making it a great little solution for being able to share files between computers, and as you run it through your router, which I'm not going to show you for other reasons, it allows me to get access to these drives at up to 60 to 100 megabytes per second, rather than over USB 2.0 or 3.0, which sometimes is like 20 megs or so. So that allows me to transfer a lot of files very, very quickly. So that is my full setup here. Oh, one last thing. This is a mic got for my birthday. This is the Blue Yeti, and that's what I'm going to be using as live streaming mic. And then if as I record in-game here, I use my Blue Spark Digital, which I purchased later on as I was getting more into it. And this is great. This is about the ideal mic for YouTubing and gaming. This is what you want. Although you have to use it, within a certain range of your face, whereas this one's a little bit more versatile. The idea is that I'm actually going to duct tape this to the stand, which just stands right here. And then it'll be a little bit closer and sound a little bit better. However, all of that comes into the point that I can now record games, which would be single player stuff, and then at the same time share that recording experience with you guys live. And I've been trying to get a little bit better at live streaming. You've seen quite a bit of Battlefield stuff, and I'm preparing to do some editing on that stuff as well, just to give a few commentary videos to finish that series, or to kind of bring that series up to the next level, rather than just the live stream stuff, which is fun, but I'm still getting used to it. At any rate, though, all that just is my hobby and what I do for my enjoyment. And I really do enjoy it, and I love sharing it with you guys, and you guys have been absolutely awesome. And there's been some great developments on my channel here recently, as I've now seen my videos, some of them, start to pick up a lot more views, which is really, really exciting, because they're now getting related to other content that is far more popular than mine. And it just really goes to really prove that it's not so much the content I'm making, but just YouTube and what they find is going to be popular, and who it should relate to. It just kind of reconfirms that what I've been doing here has been pretty good over the last couple of years. So you guys have been telling me that for a long time now, and finally YouTube is stepping up and saying, you know what, you probably should be related to some of these bigger YouTubers and more popular content, and I'm starting to see that. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, even though I wasn't able to upload any cool game footage today. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight of some of the requirements that might be necessary in order to build a system that can not only live stream but record and do it simultaneously. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Peace. Brothgar out. Alright, so just to clarify what I meant about recording and live streaming at the same time, I'm not referring to just recording your live stream, because every program out there pretty much has the ability to record the live stream that you are live streaming at the same time. However, you are going to be limited to your internet quality, and you're not going to be able to remove like your camera or your overlays, or the audio is going to be all in one track. What you get is a video file that's going to be pretty good based on what your internet upload speed is and how fastly you can compress that. And then you're going to get one single audio track. So you can't do much editing except for attempting to upload a clip that you already did live, which is cool, but it doesn't give you a lot of flexibility like you see some of these other YouTubers doing, where they just have the game footage and then they commentate over it on the left-hand side. So over here is the video clip that I recorded the game audio, and then I did a commentary on it in post. So what you see is that the quality is a lot higher than it is over here on the right hand side, even though this is pretty good. I got to admit, that's pretty good. Over here on the left hand side though is the game audio, and then I recorded in post my commentary. Or if I did it all in live, which I was talking about earlier, using that camera over here, on the left side you see my face cam, and that has its own audio track and its own video track, which is imported from the camera just into my computer. Once I'm done, I just put the little drive in and download it onto my computer. And then the game footage here has its own video track, again, much higher quality than you would have in a live stream. It has its own audio track, and the microphone has its audio track as well. So I can record and adjust all those different levels in post. So what you see is something that is a little bit more polished based on the amount of ability I have to control it in post. So that's kind of the ability I'm talking about, being able to do what you see over here on the left-hand side at the exact same time of what you're able to do over here on the right-hand side. So hopefully that clarifies a little bit when I made that comment about being able to record and stream at the same time, and just to clarify that up. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this somewhat informative, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace. Brothgar out.